Welcome, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Not for Debate podcast. G Money and Havoc. What's going
Yep.
on, everyone?
Yep.
Uh,
Back at it.
back at it, back at it. Make sure you check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, and check us out on the Not for Debate page on those sites. What's up, Havoc? How are you?
Bro, it's all good as always. You know what I mean? We are turned up on 10. We ain't letting loose. We are on our path. We are progressing. We are elevating every day. We're getting to the business. So you can't ask for more than that, can you?
That's good. I agree. Just to start off with, I just want to start off with a topic that's going on. It's still the free agency. I believe that the Chicago Bulls are the winners of the free agency. I know everybody's talking about the Lakers, and the Lakers are great to sign, but the Bulls, man, they're making moves. What do you think about the trade? I don't know if you heard about the trade.
I saw that they moved off Lauri Markkanen. Look, man, Chicago. It appears Chicago has a superstar they believe, or they have the star player they believe they could build a franchise around. They tried it with Derrick Rose. It worked until he got injured. And now they've been searching for that next person to, really build around. And it appears that they found it in Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine coming straight off an all-star appearance. Zach LaVine coming off the Olympics. Zach LaVine, a guy who came into the league known as a dunker, is now known as a guy that outworks everybody. He's like the ball all day type guy.
He's a closer for the Bulls too. The last couple of years, he's been the closer for them.
Oh yeah, he's been their all-around scorer. No doubt about it. So. It's good to see that they're building. They're going to build around him. They're going to actually try and make some moves. Well, they've already made some moves. They made a bunch of moves this offseason. They put some real people around him this year. So
just to look at the trade, sorry to interrupt. Just to look at the trade. Yeah. So the Bulls receive Derrick Jones Jr., which I'm a Heat fan. I'm still sad that we lost him. They get a first round pick from Portland, which is projected to be 1 through 14 in 2028. And they get also a second round pick from Denver. The Cavs get Lauri Markkanen for a 4-year deal. And then the Blazers get Larry Nance Jr. So if you look at that, the Bulls obviously won the trade.
And then the Cavs are going to buy out Kevin Love probably before the season starts. So
he'll end up on the Lakers probably.
Yeah, the Lakers or the Nets, right?
right, yeah.
It's it's the Bull. It's right now, because that at one point the thought that was that there was only 2 legitimate teams out of the East that could contend for the championships. It was the 76ers and the Bucks, I would say, and
the Nets,
and now the Nets. As of last season, the Nets.
Right.
And it looks like Chicago is trying to throw their hat in the ring. You look at it, they got LaVine, they got DeRozan, they got Ball.
They still got Vucevic.
They still got Vucevic, who is an all-star center. If they get the role players right, they have a squad.
Yeah. So what are they missing? If you look at their team, what do you think they're missing? I think they're missing another backup center and maybe a couple shooters.
So I think the main thing, it's interesting. I think what the Bulls need most is they need old heads. They need OGs. They need how teams, they literally just sign guys because they have championship experience. Like they've just been there.
Like Rondo. Yeah.
Exactly. I think if you have a Ball Rondo combination, I think that'll work out, because they're still, even though they're a talented team, they're not the youngest team, but is Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, is that enough? Because Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan is not enough. So is Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan enough? I guess if you sprinkle in Lonzo Ball and Vucevic with them, do you have a situation where maybe you don't have a super duper star, but it's almost like a Toronto situation, but instead of Kawhi, you have Zach LaVine as your main guy? How far can Zach LaVine take you? It depends how how engaged Zach LaVine is on defense. Everyone knows he can score. So can he go two ways with it and become the no doubt about it guy? Because if he's just a scorer and he's out there with DeMar DeRozan, then who's in charge of the team? Because they both do the same things. You could say exactly. LaVine has a 3-point shot, which DeRozan does not have. But outside of that, they basically do the same thing. So interesting to see what the Bills do.
They need a veteran leadership.
Yeah. Like this is a time like if Taj Gibson wasn't washed up, this would be a time to get a Taj Gibson. You know what I mean?
Even bring back Derrick Rose. That would have been great for them.
That would have been a move.
That would have been a move right there.
That would have been the move right there. They brought back D Rose. That would have been the move.
Coming off the bench, D Rose, or even starting sometimes. I thought he played well for the Knicks. Just want to bring in DeVore. What's up, brother? Can you hear us now?
Yeah, I had to swap out and turn on my phone, but having some technical difficulties over here. My deepest apologies. I'm just listening in, trying to get up to speed real quick.
Yeah.
What do you think about the trade? What do you speak on it?
Well, I'm not very high on Lauri Markkanen, to be honest with you. I'm more of a defense first kind of guy. So for the Cleveland Cavaliers, I'm not really a fan of them getting Lauri Markkanen, especially for the contract that they paid him for. So he's definitely not coming off the bench. He's definitely going to have to be a starter for the Cavaliers. So I don't see him as a 5 because again, defense. He's a defensive liability. I don't see him at the 4. So it's.
Would you play him at the 4? You could play him at the 4. He could stretch. He could stretch the floor a little bit. As far as defense, yeah, you're gonna have to give up a little bit on defense, but you can probably hide him. I don't know, but go ahead, finish your point. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, 4s in this generation now, you're going to have to play defense on these 4s because they're a lot faster than what they were before. Right. So, as far as Lauri Markkanen is offensively, yes, he can space the floor. But as far as being a driver to the basket, that's not his game. He's just a pick and roll. He's a pick and go to the corner and shoot the ball. That's all he can do for you. Now, as a passer, I can see him setting something up for Jared. I lost my train of thought. Who's the center? Jared
Allen.
Jared Allen. Thank you. Set up something for Jared Allen
from Georgia Tech. Jared Jack.
Set up something for Jared Allen, but outside of that, offensively, just spacing the floor, and I just as a playmaker, that's the only thing I can see as far as Lauri Markkanen is concerned.
You don't think the pick and roll with Sexton and Markkanen would be nice? I think that would be decent. You think? Okay, let me next question before you guys go in. Do you think that the Cavs can make the playoffs this year?
No.
They've been climbing. They've been battling for the last 2 years. They've been losing, yes, but they haven't been quitting. They haven't been quitting. Like they fight. They just don't have enough talent yet, and they're not as good yet. But do you think that they can jump the leap this year and make the playoffs?
Let me ask you a question. Who is the head coach for the Cleveland Cavaliers?
I don't even know.
So it kind of appears from an organizational standpoint that the Cleveland Cavaliers without LeBron James are the Cleveland Cavaliers without LeBron James. That's who they are. They have shown a complete inability to win without LeBron James. Before LeBron, and I watched Cleveland during the 90s when they were trying to sell us on Bob Sura. I watched them. And then LeBron came around, and all of a sudden, Cleveland's looking a lot better. No, it's not. The situation's not looking better. You had the king.
The crazy thing about that is Carlos Boozer, when he said we have better guys at that position. Yeah, okay, dude. Yeah, okay. You were right about that, huh?
Oh yeah, I think the best part was when they drafted LeBron. Ricky Davis said, "Yeah, I'm glad they drafted some help for me." Ricky, if you don't get your ass up out of here, Ricky Davis. Talk about
exactly.
They brought some help for you.
Stop. Get out of here,
Ricky Davis.
As far as the Portland Trailblazers, I mean, getting Larry Nance Jr.
Yeah, I mean it's a contract swap. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's all it is. I think the thing is, look, Lauri Markkanen. I think when they drafted him, they said, you know what? We might have maybe a Dirk Nowitzki light, right? But what Lauri Markkanen is basically turned into is a Domantas Sabonis light, right? He's a 4. He has the size to be a 5 at times, but he doesn't have the toughness to be a 4 or a 5. He has the toughness to at most be a 3, but he doesn't have the lateral agility or defensive will to defend threes.
No, but I like Sabonis though. Sabonis is bad. He's
nice. He's nice. That's what I'm saying. Lauri Markkanen has his skill set, but he just doesn't have the same mentality as him. He's not a tough guy, you know. He's a role player. He's an overpaid role player. I mean, let's just call it what it is. You know what I mean? Like, unless he turns the corner on his career and decides, you know, to do something, he's a starter. He's kind of like, I'm not gonna say his name, but he's kind of like someone that has a starter's talent level, but he plays like a role player.
Who were you gonna say?
I was thinking about Lamar Odom. Odom has an all-stars talent level, but he wants to come off the bench.
Right, yeah.
You know, he was the all-star that didn't want to be an all-star.
Right. Any well, actually, this is surprising to me because I thought after they signed Howard, I thought that this was done. But apparently the Dolphins have emerged as, you know, the front runners for the Texans for Deshaun Watson. But I'm like, you guys know more football and are into it. What are they going to trade for him? Because they've already signed Howard. What asset can they give up for Watson? Like, so make me understand, because I thought it was done. I thought it was done.
Man,
go ahead.
I'm going to break this down thing. I'm going to break this thing down top to bottom. Everybody here is just doing their job. The Texans, they are putting out the consistent word that the Dolphins, right? If you look at it from Houston's perspective, they are basically coming out here. They would like the narrative to be that the Dolphins are chomping at the bit to acquire Deshaun Watson. That's what Houston wants everybody to think. Deshaun Watson, he's coming out saying, within a few weeks, I want to play for the Dolphins. So what? You're not the general manager. From the Dolphins' perspective, they are playing coy. Meanwhile, they're letting the rumors linger around about him long enough where if Tua does not have a good preseason or he does not appear to be the answer, then they can keep dangling that carrot in front of everybody. But what we've seen in the preseason is Tua is basically what was advertised when he was drafted. I assume after this season, I think after this season, there's not going to be any question about whether he's a starting caliber NFL quarterback. I think that question is going to be dead in the water by the end of this season. And the agents are doing their job. They're spreading propaganda, right? You have one narrative and you have the counter narrative. So the agents are doing their job. You have the reporters, right? They're doing their job by exacerbating this by giving you news that's not really news. Let me just call it that.
So wait, you don't believe this?
No, I think they're just recycling what they've heard for months now. And now they're just putting a little extra sauce on it to make it seem like it's new, breaking, relevant news when it's really just old news, right? So, but the reality of the situation is whatever haul Houston thinks they want, they're talking about multiple first round, multiple second round, and a player. You would have to understand this. First of all, there's no way Houston is getting any picks that are not protected. Every single pick that Houston could possibly get in a Deshaun Watson trade is going to be a protected pick. Number two, this 2 first rounders, 3 first rounders, 2 second rounders, that's never going to happen. I don't know if you've heard, your man's got about 20 charges floating around about. Third, if somebody trades for Deshaun Watson and he gets locked up, that your career is done. Your career is toast.
You mean as a general manager? Yeah.
No one will ever give you the keys to anything ever again. You are going to be the guy that gave up everything for nothing. So, in that perspective, here's the reality of the situation is until Tua made the strides, this is my personal opinion, until Tua made the strides and he put it on tape and he inspired enough confidence within his teammates, within the coaching staff, within the management. Obviously, they made the investment of the draft picks, so they have faith in him. But I feel like it's all come together this training camp, and the wind is behind him. So if the Houston Texans want to part with Deshaun Watson, I mean, they're going to have to. It's basically going to be a joke of a trade. The Dolphins aren't going to give him anything that they could even responsibly accept, right? I mean, look, Houston, very good, very strong track history of bad GM moves. Very strong history. Like the Larry Tunsil trade, if the Dolphins win a championship, it's going to be their Herschel Walker trade that the Cowboys had back in the 90s. It's going to be the same thing where you done turn one trade into like 11 first-round picks, and, it's going to be like that. So everybody's just doing their job. It's all narratives, counter-narratives. But at the end of the day, I believe Deshaun Watson will spend a very unhappy season in Houston, more than likely not playing football.
What do you got, Vor?
Unfortunately, I am going to have to agree with Havoc here regarding Deshaun Watson as far as the 2021 season. Until those allegations get cleared up, the 22 allegations, sexual misconduct allegations get cleared up, I don't think Deshaun Watson is going anywhere. Now, if it ends up happening, like Havoc said, those picks are most definitely going to be protected. But I feel like whatever team decides they want to trade for Deshaun Watson, they have all the leverage, because it's clear that Deshaun Watson doesn't want to play for the Houston Texans, and the feelings are mutual, because currently he's sitting at I think the 4th string quarterback right now for the Houston Texans. So the Texans are on the table as far as dealing him. Now, when it comes down to Deshaun Watson has that no trade clause, so he gets the opportunity to pick and choose where he wants to go to. So again, I feel like it comes down to the team. It comes down to the team, whoever decides they want to make the trade for Deshaun Watson, because they hold all the cards. Now, this bull job about the Houston Texans asking price is 3 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks. That's not going to happen. I feel like since we're going through this whole situation with the 22 the sexual assault charges, you probably going to get at best one first-round pick and a second-round pick. That's my honest opinion. That's how much. That's what the value is right now. As far as we're sitting right now.
A question. I'm sorry. A question. So if they can't get that from the Dolphins, is there any other team that would actually give up all that, or that's just not going to happen? No teams.
I think the main issue. The answer is no. Okay. But the main issue is the fact that, one, the Houston is trying to set the market. They're trying to establish the selling price of Deshaun Watson. The problem is that's not his actual value. Now, is he still an all-pro quarterback? Is he still, 25, 26 years old? Is he still that guy? Yes, he is. But his stock has gone down, right? Like just because it's the same gas doesn't mean that the gas last week cost the same amount as the gas this week. It's still the same gas, but the value is different. And so Houston is really in a situation where there's no way they will possibly get a trade where they will realize Deshaun Watson's true value with these allegations going on in the background. But also, they can't take a trade where they give him away, because he's still too talented to just give him away. Right. So to be honest with you, man, this is a textbook throwaway season for the Houston Texan franchise. That's what this is.
Who's their quarterbacks after him? Like, he's not going to be the starter.
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. They were a lottery team with him. Well, they don't do the lottery in the NFL, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But I got a question, though, because talking about the Dolphins, back on the Dolphins, is there any way that the Dolphins have Watson and Tua? Or if you get Watson,
hell no.
0% chance.
Hell no. Tua's got to go.
You can't keep both of them.
No? Okay.
Even if you don't trade Tua to the Houston, you got to trade him to somebody else in a separate deal. You can't keep him around.
Why not?
Because he has no future here. If you have Deshaun Watson and Tua, only one of them got a future here. It ain't him. So yeah, that's an impossible scenario. But I think it just comes down to this. Will Tua at his heights have a season as good as Deshaun Watson at his height? Probably not. Will Tua Tagovailoa, is he talented enough and can he play well enough to lead an NFL team to a Super Bowl win? I say yes.
I don't think Avora agrees with you.
I don't care. I'm fine with that.
What was the question, G?
If can Tua lead a team to win a Super Bowl or get to the Super Bowl? He said yes.
I'm optimistic about it. I'm not going to come out and say flat out yes, but I'm definitely optimistic about it. But when it comes down to it, if we're really comparing talent between Tua and Deshaun Watson, subtracting the sexual allegations, I'm definitely going to take Deshaun Watson hands down. Like there's not going to be an argument.
It's not an argument
about that. But I'm optimistic about it. I'm not going to completely shut the door. I'm not going to say I'm a believer yet. I'm waiting for week 1.
Yeah, but that preseason got you a little intrigued. Yes, it did. Come on now. The Falcons game, you played great.
That was a smooth preseason.
One game.
That was 2 games.
As far as his performance in that game.
He was just very efficient, is what I mean. Like he got better. He very
efficient, but at the end of the day, we playing against the Atlanta Falcons, which last year they were like dead last in defense.
Yep.
Not to mention we don't know how many starters were actually playing, and then you don't know what kind of defense the Atlanta Falcons was running. They probably was showing the first
vanilla
stage of their defensive scheme.
Yeah. But
he still played well enough.
At a bare minimum, he did what he was supposed to do.
Right.
Yes,
right.
I completely agree with you. But I want to see when they put that heat on them. I want to see what happens when that happens.
Well, you ain't gonna find that on preseason.
And that zero read blitz where everybody's just coming at you. Yeah.
Well, to be honest with you, you ain't even got to worry about the zero blitz. They got to worry about 4 coming because the offensive line can't block right now. So, with that being said, we're going to see how Tua reacts to every other quarterback's treatment that they've gotten over the past 10 years in Miami.
Okay.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I will say though, and then you could say this for any quarterback in the NFL. Your pathway to success is about as good as your offensive line is. And the Dolphins are looking hopefully better than last year, but rough as usual.
I hate to bring this up, Havoc, but to that quote, why can't Josh Rosen get that same respect?
Josh Rosen, here's the issue that you seem to be. Here's the problem. Here's the thing that you seem to omit when we speak about Josh Rosen versus other quarterbacks. Coaches, scouts, team personnel, front office executives have all talked to him, have all seen him practice, have all watched him day by day. And at a certain point, they've all wiped their hands with him. That's not me. That's them. So you're asking the wrong person because I gave up on him on day 1. That's me. But so the question you have is not for me; it's for the GMs, the scouts, and the coaches.
Because you said you gave up
that have
on
sent him his walking
day 1. But on what grounds made you give up on him day 1?
I saw him play in Arizona.
Yeah.
Okay, so it goes back to your quote now.
Then I saw him play in Miami.
Your quarterback is only going to be as good as your offensive line.
And then I heard the reports at a training camp talking about he's lighting the world on fire. And then at the end of training camp, they ask him, "Hey man, what can you do to improve?" Looks like you're having a hard time. He says, "I don't know." He got cut a week later.
That's cool. But at the same time, what that got to do with moving forward?
There's a reason why they say, "Oh my god, dude, what is it with you and Josh Rosen? Like, what is it?"
I'm just saying, G, like when Havoc just had made the quote about offensive line and quarterback play. Josh Rosen played behind two of the worst offensive lines in the league, and he's garbage. So I don't get it. I just don't get it.
All I know is the same story has replayed itself several times with him.
But I will say this though, it's real funny in that Denver Broncos game. Everybody wanted to bring up the offensive line, but didn't want to bring up how bad Tua played.
Yeah, I mean he had a bad game.
So you're telling me that right now you'd rather have Josh Rosen than Tua? Is that what you're saying?
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is why are we changing the narrative? That's my question.
We're not changing the narrative.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
no, listen,
you don't count. But everybody else they've been changing the narrative for the last 2 years.
No, here's the issue is not me changing the narrative. But I'm not changing the narrative. The problem is the people that are in charge of fulfilling his narrative, which is the people that pay him. No longer want to pay him to play football.
With those people aside, because we're not
those are the people he needs to win over. He don't need
back and evaluate him.
He does not need to win over me and you.
We see him on Sundays, just voicing our opinion based off of seeing him on Sundays. I cannot get a fair evaluation from him because the offensive line has not performed the right way.
But the coaches see him perform with the old line. They see him perform without the old line. They see him talking in the lunch hall. They see him in the locker room. They see him all the time.
What that got to do with us?
They make the decisions, not us.
All right,
they have all the information, not us.
I have seen the coaches have made multiple decisions,
and he's not one of them.
Wait, so you want him to be a starter in the league?
Yes or no?
Yes, but GMs have made good decisions, and the GMs have made bad decisions. That is accurate.
Would you say
you want him to be a starter? You think he deserves to be a starter in the league? Is that what you're saying?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I just don't like the criticism that Josh Rosen gets about his play when, again, he didn't get his fair opportunity.
DeVore, any opportunity you get is an opportunity. Now, you can play for a bad team. You can play behind a bad O-line and show enough that people will say, you know what, we understand you were in a bad situation. Come on over with us. We're a better situation. Right. You can do that.
Right. Okay. You can do that. I'll give you another example. For years, Miami Dolphins fans have sat here and said that Ryan Tannehill was garbage. And
but those people are crazy.
Yeah, that's not so.
No, those people are crazy.
Ryan Tannehill.
No, they ain't. Because I can pull up the thread right now. I can pull the thread up right now.
Ryan Tannehill has stats.
I can say on average.
Ryan Tannehill
per
has
video
stats
that I posted
to back up the fact that he is a starting caliber NFL quarterback. Ryan Tannehill has the receipts. He has the receipts to show he is an NFL starting quarterback.
Josh Rosen doesn't. That's the whole point.
Hey, I'm about to pull up Ryan Tannehill's rookie season.
Josh Rosen is in his fifth year. DeVore, give it up. He's in his fifth year.
I'm pulling it up.
This is not a Rich Gannon situation where he needs to turn 32 before he has a chance. Just give him a chance. No.
So Ryan Tannehill, he threw 12 touchdowns and 13 interceptions, had a pass rating of 76.1 and a completion percentage that was 58.3.
Ryan Tannehill has a job.
So that's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. They took another year of evaluating him. And
but this is the fifth team. DeVore, what are you saying? This is not the second team or the third. Come on now.
Let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. How about that? Do we know what the next topic is?
Are you aware that Josh Rosen is literally a journeyman by default?
Okay, well, somebody else about to be a journeyman in the second. Somebody else about to be a journeyman in the second.
All right, man.
What else? What else you got to talk about?
We're gonna sit here. We're gonna talk about this Philadelphia Eagles trade.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about it. The Jacksonville Jaguars trade quarterback Gardner Minshew for 2022 6th-round pick to the Philadelphia Eagles.
A conditional 6th-round pick.
Yeah, a conditional 6th-round pick. Now, what does that mean for the Philadelphia quarterback room?
It just means they got another QB. You think that they're going to get rid of or give up on Jalen Hurts? That's not going to happen. They just
Hey, all signs point to it. We bought in Joe Flacco. Now we just bought in Gardner Minshew. I think Nick Sirianni is trying to do everything in his power to prevent.
It sounds like it might be more. It sounds like it might be more of a direct correlation to Joe Flacco's play, maybe more than Jalen Hurts, because maybe they thought Joe Flacco. Look, man, Joe Flacco been. Look, I know he's got the big arm, but he's been falling off for
since the Super Bowl
now.
Since the Super Bowl, yeah,
he's been falling off for a minute. So the Joe Flacco may not be up to snuff with what they want from a backup in a season where they more than likely will need to go to a backup for an extended period of time, and at least they want to get someone that can move around a little bit, which is the offense that they're going to run with Jalen Hurts versus Joe Flacco, which is you can't run the same offense for Jalen Hurts and Joe Flacco, but you can run the same offense for Gardner Minshew and Jalen Hurts.
What? So I think what Vora is hitting into is that maybe the Eagles are thinking about the future and maybe I'm gonna say giving up on Jalen Hurts, but just being prepared, just in case he might come out his sophomore year and not be good. So I mean, you have to have a backup plan. You always do, but I don't think they're completely giving up on Jalen. I don't think so. I think that he galvanized the troops. I think he has a lot of leadership. I just think he has to get better with his mechanics. But I don't think they're completely giving up on him. But I guess Vora thinks that they are. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I think they will.
You think they will?
They're a top 5 pick, yes.
I don't know, man. I think if you have a mobile quarterback as your starter, you are obligated to have a capable backup, because at some point that mobile quarterback is going to become immobile, and you got to have somebody you can rely on. So I mean, let's just keep it a buck. Gardner Minshew is not out here threatening people's jobs.
Right. Yeah.
Right. That's not the role he plays. Gardner Minshew is not. He may take your job, but see the thing. Gardner Minshew is not going to take anybody's job, but he'll pick it up if you lose it. That's who he is.
Mm-hmm. Plus, Jacksonville doesn't need him anyway. They already have their quarterback for the future. They don't need him.
Yeah, they're done with him.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and play devil's advocate. So say Jalen Hurts comes out 2-4 in the first 6 games of the season. Are we going to keep him in as the starter? Or are we going to go ahead and are we going to go with Gardner Minshew?
As the Eagles, you're expected to have a horrible season. Anybody who's in the Eagles camp?
No, that's not how it works.
What I'm saying is if he plays well and they're still bad, I don't think they'll give up on him.
He'll get a pass.
I don't think he'll be a reason that they're 2-4. I just think that the overall team is not good enough. So I don't think he'll be replaced unless they're just unless he completely just fucks it up. I don't see him being replaced.
Yeah.
Not this year.
It depends what that 2-4 looks like.
Right.
What's a 2-4 supposed to look like?
No,
well,
if
you have a lot of different 2-4s. You have a 2-4 where the defense is playing good, but the offense can't put any points on the board and they lose games. You have a 2-4 where the offense looks good, but the defense can't stop anybody and you lose games. So, it depends what the 2-4 looks like.
True.
That's fair enough, but I will say that we will see some Gardner Minshew in the 2021 season.
Let me ask you a question. Has a mobile quarterback ever played every single snap of an NFL season?
No. Yeah, maybe back in the day, maybe like cutting hair.
Hasn't Lamar played every single snap?
I don't think so. I don't know, man. I see him. The thing is with Lamar, it's always his ankle comes up kind of weird here and there, but that's pretty much it.
I think Michael Vick probably, but I don't even remember who the backup was.
Michael Vick missed games. I know he missed games.
No, I'm talking about when he was with the Falcons, not with the Eagles. The Falcons.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
As far as him with the Falcons, he didn't miss games.
Not his first couple years. I don't think so.
Yeah, he missed games.
He did? Okay.
I don't even think Michael Vick has ever finished the season. Well, played the whole season.
Yeah, a whole 16 games. I don't know if he's ever played a full 16. But it just goes to show. I mean, it's hard enough being a pocket quarterback. If you're a mobile quarterback, that means you're a quarterback and at times a running back. So Look, man, it's just a backup plan. It's just, you know, you're doing what you're supposed to do, which is you got a quarterback that fits within the parameters of your system for basically nothing.
Pretty much nothing. 6th-round pick. I mean,
yeah. So
conditional.
Hey, so not a bad move. Everybody. It's one of them trades. Everybody got what they wanted.
So his last year in Atlanta, Michael Vick played all 16 games.
That's what's up.
What was that? 2004, 2005,
2006.
2006. Okay.
So
well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. Now, I did want to get you guys' opinion as far as the New Orleans Saints announcing quarterback Jameis Winston as their starting quarterback week 1 versus the Green Bay Packers.
That's the worst kept secret in the NFL.
I mean, everybody knew that it was going to happen. I mean, come on, they're not going to start the other guy.
That the premise of that question is a joke. Number one, I mean, we're literally talking about Jameis Winston versus Taysom Hill. What are we actually talking about here? Like Jameis Winston was the number 1 pick, right?
Was he?
I believe, wasn't he the number 1 pick when he came out to Tampa Bay?
Top 5 pick, but I can't remember off the top of my head what pick he went.
I think he was definitely top 5. But look, arm talent. What? Look, Jameis is one of them dudes, man. He could throw the ball around. So if you watch him and then you watch Taysom Hill, it's not even. It's not even a real competition. But
just to give, he was the first overall pick in 2015. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But the Saints are going to use both of them. So
definitely.
You know, they're both going to see the field.
Now, the surprise for me, I know we're speaking on Jameis Winston. The surprise was Teddy Bridgewater starting. That to me was more. That's news. Like, really, Teddy Bridgewater? Not to hate on Teddy Bridgewater, but come on, we just never thought he would be an NFL quarterback.
I tell you.
That was
he's another one of them guys. He's not going to come take your job, but if you lose your job, he'll be there to pick it up.
Right, yeah. Drew
Lock maybe might have gone to training camp talking about, man, this job mine. And then Teddy Bridgewater is like, it's the rabbit. What's it called? The turtle and the hare. Where Teddy Bridgewater is just the turtle. He's just old, steady, doing what he's doing. And Drew Lock is the hare thinking, man, I'm going to blow this dude out the water. And all of a sudden, Vic Fangio, who's already a defensive-minded coach, is going to go with the more fundamentally sound quarterback. Of course he is.
He's been in the league since 2013? 14.
Mm-hmm.
So this is 7th year in the league. And, that I just thought that news was crazy. Like, Teddy Bridgewater, the starter? I just never thought that would happen. I thought Drew Lock would, he would be the future of the Broncos, but I guess
he's supposed to be.
He's another guy that didn't get a fair shake. And don't think I didn't see that Twitter post that you put after I said I was rooting for Drew Lock, Havoc.
Of course you are.
I'm just gonna say, like, being drafted in 2019, obviously that's your rookie season. It's a learning experience, and then you go into the off season of for 2020. You got to deal with COVID-19. I feel like all quarterbacks, rookie quarterbacks, second-year quarterbacks, should definitely get a pass for 2020.
You said all quarterbacks get a pass for 2020?
Yeah, all quarterbacks get a pass. Two included.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, all quarterbacks get a pass. So back to Drew Lock, I felt like at this point now he just needs to get the experience under his belt with the Denver Broncos to get up to speed with the NFL. And I just don't. I am not a fan of Teddy Bridgewater being the starting quarterback for the Denver Broncos.
Didn't Drew Lock start all last season?
Yeah, he played all last. Who? Drew Lock?
Yeah.
Right.
No, he missed a couple of games. I think he played 13 games.
Okay.
Maybe Teddy just outplayed him in training camp and preseason. Maybe they just
which is very likely.
Very close competition. It wasn't. They were neck and neck in my honest opinion when it came down to the preseason games that they
played. Hey, wait. Go ahead, Havoc. I'm sorry.
No, it's just you may have a situation where you have a quarterback, particularly you're talking about with Drew Lock, a guy that talks a little bit of a better, he may talk a better game than he plays. Because you look at him, he's got NFL starting quarterback confidence, but they want him to have the job. They want to give him the job. They don't want to worry about the quarterback situation. They want him to be successful. Like they really, really want him to be the guy. But he may not be the guy. He may not be the guy.
I was gonna say the numbers don't look that bad. He played 13 games, nearly threw for 3,000 yards, 16 touchdowns, 15 interceptions.
Yeah, he don't play scared. I mean, he's just one of them guys. I might actually agree with DeVore in terms of, clearly Drew Lock is the future. Teddy Bridgewater is not the future. Maybe you want to just put him out here just for the fact that he's the future. But also, the coach has an obligation to put the team on the field he feels has the best chance of winning. And obviously, something about Teddy Bridgewater's play makes Vic Fangio, who, by the way, is a defensive coach first before he was a head coach, looks at Teddy Bridgewater and he says, you know what? Teddy Bridgewater may give me the same amount of touchdowns as Drew Lock may give me with about half as many interceptions. So that's what I'm going to roll with.
Okay, just another quick topic. Cam was named as the starter, right? Cam Newton. Do you guys? I know we talked about him, talked about that situation on Wednesday, but I just want to touch more on that. Do you envision Mac Jones taking his position or taking his job by week? If he is, what week do you see? Week 3, week 4, week 5, or is Cam going to be the starter until the end of the season? What do you guys think?
I was going to say, did I miss something here? He got announced as the starter.
I thought he did, didn't he?
No,
I didn't hear about that.
There was a report out of New England. It was a ridiculous report at that, where they wanted the Patriots practices not to have rap music because it was distracting Cam.
I heard that, yeah.
Well, that is the end of Cam. I mean, okay, let me tell you something. When you start hearing stories like this, such as because when Cam came through and Cam was camming, right? Cam was doing what Cam does when he shows up. Everybody said, and when his competition was Jarrett Stidham, everybody said, Cam is our guy. Cam is the leader we all like. We are behind Cam. We are with Cam. But now that Cam has actual competition, not Brian Hoyer, not Jarrett Stidham, he has real competition. All of a sudden, that rap music's really distracted, guys. Do you see the pattern evolving? They are very slowly opening the door for Cam Newton to make a classy exit if he so chooses. Now, if he does not choose, they will give him a not so classy exit. But you can see the Patriots are clearly starting to unfurl the red carpet for Cam to make his exit, for Mac Jones to make his entrance.
True, and just to correct myself, it says that it points to the general consensus that Cam is going to be the starter, but that Mac Jones can take his job if Cam doesn't work well. So the Patriots, or in this case, Bill Belichick, hasn't confirmed that he's the starter yet, but it's all pointing to him maybe the starter, but we'll see.
I'm looking at it from a totally different perspective. We got reports coming out of New England saying that Cam Newton is distracted by rap music. I'm thinking you are trying to find every single excuse in the world to make sure that Mac Jones is going to be your starter week 1.
It's like Havoc was alluding to. Yeah, you're right. I agree.
So now we won't even need to have the conversation about when will Mac Jones take over, because at this point, after I saw that report, I'm like, all right, cool.
Now, that's unfair for Cam. It's really unfair. But also, Mac Jones has a lot of talent. He's very capable, especially with that offense and Bill. So we'll see what happens.
It's definitely unfair, and I think they saw something in Mac Jones to push him into being the. Well, they haven't exactly announced it yet, but they saw something in those 5 days that Cam Newton was in COVID protocol. Where it was like, there's no way that we can't start him, but we just gotta, we gotta give Cam a poetic ending.
Yeah. We gotta. If we're gonna move off Cam, we gotta do it in a classy way.
Yeah.
Because we want to keep him on the roster for the rest of the season. But if we don't go about this the right way, this whole thing can blow up in a week. You know what I'm saying? So, the Patriots are going to try and handle this, in that type of way. And we'll see how it works out. But look, man, it's like what they say, the best ability is availability. And when Cam was out them 5 days, Mac Jones swooped up. He was already taking his job. And I think them 5 days solidified it in everybody's mind because they, it was 5 days. There was basically a week without Cam, and a week. It was like you had a peek into two different realities. A week with Cam Newton as a starting quarterback, and a week with Mac Jones as a starting quarterback. And I'm sure everybody there, they are noticing of the vibes, right? Mm-hmm. And I think the Patriot way is still the Patriot way. And I think the Patriot way looks upon the Mac Jones way a little more favorably than the Cam Newton way.
Okay.
I just wanted to I really hate pulling the race card here, but I'm sorry. It really looks like one of those type of situations when you come out and make something as petty as rap music distracting a player.
Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah.
I mean, we're literally talking about Cam Newton is distracted by rap music. Cam Newton?
So that means white guys aren't distracted by other type of music?
You're telling me a professional athlete, a black professional athlete is distracted by rap music? When every time I look at Cam Newton on the field, he's wearing headphones.
Listening to probably rap music, yeah.
From day he had the headphones on when he was a rookie. He had the headphones on when he was an MVP. He has the headphones on when he's a Patriot. But now they got someone coming around that they'd rather have in that starting spot. All of a sudden, you know what? The rap music's getting to him. You know what? And then you know what? If that doesn't work out, then next week you're going to start hearing things about the barber. If that doesn't work, next thing you're going to hear about is, it's just going to keep going on and on. If Cam was handled in the classy way, they'll keep the bullets in the chamber. Let me just say it like that. Because the Patriots have people in the media that think they can feed stories to, and they can write the narrative any way they want to. Same thing with the Deshaun Watson situation. These organizations, they have reporters in their pockets. They can selectively choose who they want to feed information to, and if they want a particular narrative put out, they know who to talk to. Mm-hmm. So this is the first shot across the barrel in terms of, hey, Cam, we're going to do something here that you're not going to like. We can do this two ways, right? This is in my opinion, this is Bill Belichick getting into his Don Corleone bag. So Cam's going to have to figure out which, is he going to kiss the ring or not?
Any other topics before we close this thing out?
Nah, man. Final thoughts.
Well, I'll just say it's always a pleasure coming on here and chopping up, conversing, and all that good stuff. And I'll catch up with y'all later, man.
Yeah, man. Love the microphone, brother. Good look. I got to catch up to you because the headphones are getting tired now. I want to use a microphone now and have a whole thing set up. Just, want to continue to say, preach peace and love, just happiness and have a good time with some good people. Stay away from shadiness and just things that take away from your peace and your aura, your goodness. And, guys, fellas, and women, take care of your kids and be safe. And that's all.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I will say that I'm extremely looking forward to week 1 for the NFL season. I'm looking forward to being proven wrong about the Miami Dolphins' current quarterback. Like, seriously, Havoc, I'm really looking forward to being proven wrong about that.
Mm-hmm. I hope you are.
But outside of that, this week we're going to have a big week. A couple of special guests coming on. I'm not going to exactly say specifics right now. You're just going to have to just pop on and look forward to the surprise.
Okay.
Also, be sure to go ahead and subscribe to the No Passes Given, Havoc's personal channel.
Yes, sir.
Also, the Self-Made podcast, that is G Money's personal podcast. Be sure to leave a follow on that on Spotify. Are we on other platforms yet, or are we just on Spotify still?
Apple Podcasts as well. Nah.
So we are still on Apple
Okay.
Podcasts. Okay, so this week, again, like I said, there may be 2 extra pods. I'm not sure. So be sure to go ahead and look out for the bat signal on that one. Shout out to Mace Taggart. But yes, you can catch us the usual days is Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern time. But again, look out for Monday and look out for Thursday for sure. Be sure to go ahead and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. This is the Not for the Bay podcast. We are up out of here, man.
Peace.
Peace.